Welcome back, everybody. James Kimo Cuizon. You may not know him, but he's one of the most respected athletes in all of Hawaii. Not because he's the fastest or the strongest or wins all the races, but for what beats inside of him and the inspiration that he shows others and proves there are no excuses. Make no mistake about it, James Kimo Cuizon is an elite athlete. He has conquered the climb up Haleakala on his bike, covered the 26.2 miles that make up the Boston Marathon, and competed in the most grueling of all long-distance races, the Ironman World Championship in Kona. And he did it all with a debilitating disease, one he knows will ultimately leave him unable to walk.
One day, all of this is going to be over. The condition I have is called CMT, Charcot Marie Tooth disease. It's a progressive disease, so one day I'm not going to be able to swim, bike, or run. So that really motivates me to get out there and do what I can.
If James seems completely at ease with his situation, it's because he is. And ask him if he's fearful for what the future may bring, he'll tell you.
No, I'm actually looking at racing wheelchairs at this point, so I'm looking at the next step, in my athletic career. You just take everything in stride. I mean, everybody's dealt, these set of cards in life, and, you do what you can with those cards. In my case, it's not be able to swim, bike, or run one day, so I'm going to do it now, and when that time comes, I'm going to move on and, go on to the next endeavor.
Kaiser Permanente physiatrist Dr. Wan-Yi Cheng started working with James in 2014.
The first day I met him, I was amazed. Like, I already knew his chart. I already knew what his diagnosis was. But then to find this guy that has overcome so much of a disadvantage to excel in what he's doing, it was really mind-blowing and really inspirational. Lift your knee up.
Dr. Cheng says Charcot Marie Tooth, or CMT, is the most common genetically inherited disorder of the nerves, affecting about 1 out of every 2,500 people in the U.S.
So stand with thumbs up. They present with progressive weakness. They start to get clumsy, they trip, they can't keep up with their peers. Sometimes even athletes, it can become heartbreaking when suddenly you can't keep up with your teammates.
Although the diagnosis of CMT can come at any age, James first noticed something different at the age of 20.
I was working at a retail store that required you to stand up a lot, and I complained to my boss that I need to sit down. Kept on complaining to her, and she sent me to the doctor, and that's when we found out that I was diagnosed with CMT.
While he's at peace with his condition now, he admits that wasn't always the case.
Initially, it was pretty tough. I was in the Air Force ROTC program, and being that I'm disabled, I didn't qualify for the program anymore, so I was dismissed from the program. But, like everything else, you take it in stride, and you do what you can with the situation that's given you.
And for James, that was doing more than most people would ever dream of.
Most recently, I ran Boston. In 2015, I ran my fastest marathon ever. And it was such a great event and such a great time out in Boston. I went back in 2016 and I finished it again. Boston was really great.
And his running partner of 10 years was with him every single step of the way.
The Boston Marathon's an amazing race. I've gotten to race with him as a guide twice now. And it's just such a great experience to run with him and get to meet all the other challenge athletes. And it's such an awesome experience.
And then there was that ride to the sun, a grueling 10,000-foot climb to the top of Haleakala.
When I finally saw that 10,000-foot sign, I just had this big, gigantic smile on my face, and I knew I was there. I was doing it. So when I got to the top, all that pain, all that suffering coming up the hill just went away.
It makes our life interesting, that's for sure, It's out of the box. It's someone that could find any excuse in the world to feel sorry about himself and just do easy things and maybe get away with the least amount of exercise as possible just to get by. But no, he goes to the extreme. He goes to Boston and do a marathon and climbs Haleakala and do the amazing bike rides, you know. So it's amazing.
It seems the only challenge James does have is with his braces, not running with them, but keeping them intact. He's so driven, the devices designed to last 3 to 4 years often break down in just 3 to 4 months.
Insurance only covers so much with braces, so a lot of it came out of my own pocket. Fortunately, I did find a new company to work with. It's called TurboMed Orthotics, and these are by far the best braces I've used, in my 20 years of using braces.
Looking ahead, James says there's no timetable. All he knows is the inevitable will happen. But until then, he says, bring it on.
As far as being nervous about it or, scared about what the future holds, I'm ready for it. I mean, I've done enough, in the last 20 years, with the condition to prepare myself to take the next step and, to graciously move on.
But don't start too slow and you move too fast.
And whatever does lie down that road ahead, James knows he won't be traveling it alone. From his training mates at Boca, Hawaii, to his team at Kaiser Permanente, Hawaii.
So it's wonderful being with Kaiser is that I have a big team of support. We're integrated medicine, so we've got his primary care provider, his physiatrist, we've got neurologists, orthopedists. Pharmacists are also critical.
Dr. Chung's been a really good support for me. She's always, listened to me as far as what I needed and, done what she could to help me. I also participate in their Active and Fit program, which supplies me with, gym memberships, the 24-hour fitness, which really helps me out a lot. So Kaiser's been a very beneficial part of my life.
Although there is no known cure for CMT, Dr. Cheng says if James continues to do what he's doing, she's hopeful there will be no wheelchairs in his future anytime soon. And if anybody can keep grinding it out, it's James.
It's really gratifying. I look forward to seeing him over the years. I look forward to working with him to maintain his level of activity, to maintain his ability to really excel as much as possible.
Guys like him are the reason that you do what you do.
Exactly. That's why I come to work.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda is something that you don't want to say.
No excuses.
No excuses. No excuses. If I can do it, anybody can. It's just about putting your mind to it and staying motivated.
Nothing's going to stop you.
Nothing's going to stop me.
He's an amazing guy, and of course we wish James the very best as he continues to forge ahead and prove that nothing is impossible.